Okay, I've had some people ask me about Lesson 8 today. There's a bit of a confusion as to how to proceed. So I'm going to show you how to use the resources that you've got on that page. Now, I took you directly there from the discussion by using a link. But if you open up 7 Technology in your Exchange page and you click Modules, it shows you the modules that you're going to complete. And at the moment, if you're in my class, you're doing Game On. So we'll click on Game On. And today we were working on activities 1 to 4 in lesson 8. So we'll click on lesson 8. Now I've had a question about the second video. A few people have asked me about it. So you've got your video here. Now I would suggest you watch the video very carefully, and if you get confused, it'll help you out a lot. Okay, so I'm going to hit play. Now I would suggest that you enlarge the video by clicking on there. I'm not going to do that because
we are going to do 4 different types of sensors that
Unfortunately, when I click on there and I enlarge the video, quite often the screen recording switches off, which is really, really annoying. But for you, I would suggest you open it up so you can really see clearly what's happening in the video. Okay, so we're going to be doing the light sensor. And I know the light sensor, I'd suggest you watch the whole video, but the light sensor starts at a minute and a bit in. So we'll click to the minute and a bit in and I'll just start the video and see if we're in the right place.
Right. Let's go to our code.
Okay, so Mrs. said, let's go to our code. That might be the first thing that confused you. How do I go to my code? What's she talking about? Well, if you go up here to the make code here, there's a little link. When you click on it, it takes us off to our make code page. And then what you're going to need to do is go new project. So we go new project. And that's where we're going to start from. Okay, so let's go back. Now, if you're getting confused about how to proceed, you can see here, you can click back to your video, okay, and you can actually watch the video and make sure you know what you're doing. So let's go back and see what she says.
To create a light sensor, what we would need to do is we would need a forever loop. So I'm going to remove the start, and we are going to go to the LEDs. In the LED, we are going to plot a bar graph.
Okay, so even if you got confused, you could always go back and step back in the video to find out what you're doing. But if I go here, she said we need a forever, so we can get rid of our start loop. So you just grab it and drop it in the trash. Then she said we're going to go to LED, which is light emitting diode, and she said we're going to plot a bar graph. So I'm just going to grab that. And these are like Lego blocks. Listen to what happens when it goes in the right place. Click, and that's ready to go. Now, what do I do next? I don't know. So I'm going to click up the top here and go back and have a look at the video and start play again.
And we are going to use one of the inputs. As you can see here, there are many different types of inputs, and the one we're going to use is the light level.
Okay, so then I'm going to go back to my Microsoft Make Code, and I'm going to go to Inputs, which is what she said to do. And if I'd forgotten what to do, I could always go back to the video, but she said light level. So I'm going to grab light level. Now, watch what happens if I don't put it in the right place. See how it says it's not in the right place? You have to put it where it needs to go. So I'm going to, and if you don't put it in the right place, look what also happens. I'll put it back again. I'll show you. It actually tells you what's going on. So if I go input light level, when I drop it in the wrong place, it actually gives you. It says reads the light level applied to the LED from 0, which is dark, to 255, which is bright. So I know that I need to put that somewhere. I need to put that. Is it going to let me pick it up? It needs to put it in this spot here. See how it highlights and then it's in place. And then I needed to set this area here to up to 255, which is the brightest. And so now we've basically done our first program. You can see here, this would normally, Miss shows you testing it in the video with a torch on the real microbit, but here, this is a way of simulating the light changing. So when the light goes to black, in this circle that's on the top left-hand corner of your microbit, all the lights turn off except for one. As the light starts to turn on, more and more LEDs come on. So what could you use this for? You could use this as a control circuit, maybe to know when it's dark. So when it's dark, you could switch on some street lights. And this is the sort of circuitry that you would actually have out in the street, controlling street lights to detect when it gets dark or light. Okay, so this is a very useful device. Or if this had a UV sensor on it, you could perhaps set it so that an alarm goes off when the UV gets too high and you get out of the sun so you don't get skin cancer. Anyway, that is the first program, and it's only taken about 5 minutes to explain. But remember, the main thing you need to remember is to click between the video and your Microsoft Make code. If you get confused, rewind the video, watch what she does again. She does it very, very clearly. So thank you, Ms. Perez. See you in the next video.